Good evening from London, wrestling fans. I'm your host, Ben Allison, and you are listening to Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, your one-stop shop for professional wrestling, insight, news, and reviews on a daily basis. And it's Friday, Thanksgiving weekend, well, the weekend after Thanksgiving, whatever you want to call it, which means it's time for WWE's Thanksgiving tradition, Survivor Series, and today we're going to be giving our predictions for it. It is an absolutely stacked card, and on top of that, well, there's always those rumors and speculation about Phil Brooks returning to the WWE. The show's in Chicago. We're going to have to wait and find out. But somebody who we do know is returning is Randy Orton. So that will certainly be fun. But let me introduce the panel before we get into all of that good stuff. And let's kick things off with the co-host of the show, Clark Taylor. How are you today?
I'm doing well. What's going on, Ben? I'm stoked to be here at Survivor Series weekend in my original hometown of Chicago. I always love that. I do have to shout out, it's the Friday after Thanksgiving. Family tradition. My Grandpa Bob makes the best corned beef hash in the world. He's still the man. Grandpa Bob, you're the man. Love you. Also, though, we're going to talk about some good wrestling today. I'm really excited about it. This weekend, after Thanksgiving, come on. What more could you ask for? You get the turkey, you get the corned beef hash, and then you get the wrestling. Let's talk about it, Ben.
Absolutely. And also thank you, Clark, to you and Anthony for doing that show on Thanksgiving yesterday. That was absolutely chaos. Obviously, Thanksgiving's a really busy day in America, so we had to do it early on in the day. And I was in university, just after lecture, trying to get everything ready for it as well. It was chaotic, but it was a super fun show. Shout out to Anthony as well for that. But also joining us, we have Shad. Shad, how are you today?
I'm doing good, man. It's the holiday spirit. Salute to my brothers Clark and Anthony for holding the fort down yesterday. I wasn't there for Throwback Thursday. I have family stuff to do, but happy Thanksgiving to them. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all, even though y'all don't celebrate it. And it's Survivor Series weekend, man. I'm excited for it. So let's get into it.
I may not celebrate Thanksgiving, but I am thankful for all the wrestling we have on at the minute. And also joining us, we have Chaos. Chaos, how are you today?
Yeah, sorry. I was just really into that theme song, and then I just completely swung my head into a concussion. So yeah, I'm a bit loopy right now. But yeah, we need to find out who made that beat. It's absolutely, it just gets you hyped for the show. But anyway, yes, happy Friday, all good stuff. I do not know why I'm wearing this shirt. I don't know who this is. But yeah, well, I'm looking forward to talk about it. And even though, like you said, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here in Wales, but funny enough, I unintentionally also had some corned beef and some rice and peas yesterday with a side of plantain. Yeah, plantain, not plantain. That's to all the Africans out there. Sorry. But yeah, all good. Let's get straight to it, shall we? I am so concussed. Oh,
oh no. Right, well, on that note, although it is an absolute banger of a theme song, Chaos, but now let's just get right into it and let's talk about War Games. Because Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Shotzi Blackheart will be teaming up to take on the new, and some would say improved, Damage Control, which is Bayley, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Asuka, and of course, Dakota Kai. She's currently still injured. Part of me is thinking that Dakota Kai will return tonight on SmackDown, and then somebody else will join the women's team at Survivor Series, maybe a Jade Cargill, something which I would very much be on board for. But the first question is, who out of these two teams are going to get that victory? Who is going to win the war. And in this one, I do believe the faces are going to win. I really, really do. And I believe Bayley will be the one to take the pin. Because it's just so obvious at this point, isn't it? Bayley is getting kicked out of Damage Control. She's not on the same page as them all. She's trying to be on the same page. She's trying to fit in. They're making decisions behind her back. It's just not going her way. And I think sooner rather than later, she's going to be kicked out of Damage Control. And we're going to be getting a new babyface Bayley back. So for me, I'm going with the face team. But Clark, who are you going with?
This is an interesting one, and it's funny because we have one that's a team, Damage Control. Both these war game matches, and I know we're going to get into the other one later, but you have a kind of a thrown together team of single stars versus a unit, right? An actual team, and I find that really fascinating. What would be funny to me is actually if they pull the opposite of the scenario you presented, Ben, and Bayley carries Damage Control and wins the match, then leaves on her own. That is what I would love to see happen. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. Your Jade Cargill idea is spot on in my eyes. That would be delightful. But if I'm booking it myself, I have the pencil. I would love to see Bayley get the win, put Bayley over, give her her flowers in Chicago at Survivor Series. The pop would be enormous. It's a Chicago crowd that are fans of Bayley's work, know about Bayley's work, and it's just a slight swerve. It's not a swerve Strickland. It's just a slight swerve. It's something that's definitely bookable and doable. And so, yeah, that would be my call if I have the choice. I don't think that's what's going to happen, and I actually agree with your prediction. Unfortunately, in this one, that the baby faces will be going over.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, Clark, I very much do get what you're saying there, and Bayley's looked weak in recent times. That would certainly make her look strong again. Absolutely. You know me, I'm a nerd for storylines making sense. She's been trying to fit into this new Damage Control. That just seems like an absolute U-turn if she just leaves suddenly.
It seems a little bit like Sami Zayn last year with the Bloodline.
Yeah, but I'd agree with you if this was like in another 2 months. I feel like it's too early yet.
Makes sense for sure, but that's why my prediction is different than what I would like.
Fair enough. But what about you, Chaos? How are you feeling heading into this first War Games?
I think it's gonna be pretty much cut and dry. Yeah, I agree. I think the baby faces is gonna definitely get the W in there. I think Becky Lynch is gonna have she's gonna have a nice streak being in the War Games because this is her second one. She's probably gonna do something crazy as she did last year. And to get the finish. I feel like regarding Damage Control, I think it's gonna just go down to this some communication issue. I think they're gonna keep it really simple. Like something's gonna go awry between Bayley and EO and like everyone against Bayley, pretty much. I think Bayley's gonna try something, and if they're gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Because that's why it's been that's how it's been throughout this whole storyline arc. Is that there's always some communication issues or problems regarding Bayley and whoever is in the ring. So yeah, I think something's gonna go awry there. And yeah, it may just end up being Bayley and Dakota Kai against the rest eventually. I think that's what they're gonna go for. But yeah, I think it's gonna be very simple. Bayley's gonna somehow cost them the match. Becky, either Becky or Charlotte's gonna get the final pin on this. But yeah, it should be a fun match. I'm not really a huge fan of the previous women's War Games matches. They're fine. But yeah, they're not as memorable as the men's, but yeah, it should be fine. I hope this is like the opener. I want this to be the opener to get the crowd going, and I'm set the night up. So yeah, I'm going for Team Charlotte.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Opening with this one, that is just a big way to start a show. It is a statement way to start the show, and also you need a few matches in between War Game matches just to let one sit. And we got Victoria, monster shout out to Victoria, who is saying, yes, I love Bayley, agreeing with Clark's take on Bailey.
I love Victoria. That's my fiance.
I'm a
Hey,
big
shout
Victoria
out.
fan too.
Hello.
Thank you. Shout out
She-
Victoria.
she
Happy
is-
Thanksgiving.
We're looking after him. Don't worry. We're looking after him.
She is a
Oh.
big Bailey fan. I can attest to that though.
I love that.
Do you know who else is a big Bailey fan, right?
Me.
The UK crowds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
it's crazy. Every time she's here, the crowds just go. Even live events the other week, I was on Twitter, now known as X, just scrolling through. And it was just, the crowds were just chanting, oh,
Oh, yeah, singing the song.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Who? We want to know
Be
if
my
you'll be
girl.
my girl. Sorry, guys, for for you guys to have to listen to that, but
All
it's true. It's what we have to. It's what happens in the UK, and it is very funny. 26 is him. Wants some Bailey as well.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think
She's a
everybody
Bay
just
Area
wants-
legend. Bailey, the Bay Area legend. You gotta love it.
I think everybody wants just that babyface Bailey back. I think that's
Wait, wait.
universally wanted now.
Even better. Do you want her to bring the hugger Bailey back and with the
Nah, a new face Bailey. I'd
That's
say.
I love that song though.
I want a Bailey. Basically, she's gonna be the best. Bay Area.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Anyway, Shad, what is your thoughts on this opening, well, hopefully opening contest to Survivor Series?
So, reality, I think what a lot of you guys are saying is probably going to happen. We are going to see the baby faces, the female super friends prevail. They're going to win the match. I mean, you got Becky, Bianca, Charlotte Flair. Those are arguably the top 3 women next to Rhea Ripley in WWE, right? So it's hard for me to have them lose. I don't want to see Bailey take the L, but I think she probably will take the L and get kicked out the whip. But if I were to hope something happens, and a lot of this is because of Bailey's social media today, I want your point to happen. I want Dakota Kai to take off the knee brace, say, this is my kind of match. I'm the 5th member for this War Games, right? And then they got to go. We got to get somebody else, right? We're going to find out who that person will be on the opening match tomorrow night. And that person is a returning Sasha Banks. She comes back. She's the 5th member for the babyface team. They have a stellar match, one of the best matches. And Bailey does lose. Bailey takes the L. And they start attacking her. They're ready to kick her out the whip. You know, the new and improved damage control with Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io, a strong kind of like Joshi faction in a way, take Bailey out. But Sasha, who is Bailey's best friend, Becky, and Charlotte come to her defense and they get off of her. And then we get the great 4 horsewoman moment return. I feel like the crowd will go crazy. That'd be a wild moment if I was to fantasy book it. And who knows, maybe it could happen. Bailey did post something today on her story where she had Sasha in the picture. She said she got tricks up her sleeve. You never know, man. It may not. It may be something crazy. It may not be Jade. It may be a returning Sasha. So if I was to hope something happened, that'd be it. But I do think we'll probably get it being a 4-on-4 match. Bailey will take the L. We're gonna continue the damage control story, and I think getting Bailey back to a babyface would be good for her. I think she's good either way. I think she's a phenomenal heel, but there is a bit of a disconnect in her character now, and I feel like you kind of repackaging her, making her a new, different version of a babyface that fans love Bailey would be good for her. So yeah.
Remember a minute ago when I said that this should open the show and get the crowd hot? I take that back. This should close the show, and that exact thing that you said should happen. Sasha Banks returns for Horsewoman, then it makes sense why, Becky got cold as well. Oh, I feel like you just ruined this match for me, Shad.
Wild.
Now you've got my hopes up. And, but no,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
love
I've been after I saw her post that this story this morning, that just been running in my mind all morning. I'm just like, man, what if that happens? So
26 him is reminding us that, of course, Mercedes Moné is currently injured, but
Kayfabe.
I mean, you don't know. Wait, so that's real.
Have you ever watched Everyone Hates
She could
Chris?
be-
Just take some
No.
Robitussin or some ginger ale. You'll be fine.
But in all seriousness, Mercedes Moné, like, she's been out for a long time now. She could be back, like, whenever. So I wouldn't rule it out. I said last week, I predicted her to be the blockbuster signing for AEW. So she wasn't. So maybe it's boss time. Maybe Michael Cole will be having some fun on that commentary desk tomorrow. But we will have to wait and see. But what we will not have to wait and see, well, after tomorrow, is Santos Escobar versus Carlito. No, I was going to do just sold my card to Santos Escobar and ditched it halfway through. But Santos Escobar is taking on Carlito tomorrow. This match, I'm going to be honest here. If you told me that there was going to be a War Games match and then 3 other matches, I would have not guessed that this was one of the matches that we'd get right. It kind of feels too soon. I criticize AEW at times for not telling stories properly before they do a match. This feels like that. I feel like they could have done a lot more story within this. The turn on Ray was great, but they haven't done that much between Escobar and Carlito yet for me to really care about seeing this match. That being said, I hope Santos Escobar is over. I hope that, he gets obviously a heel reaction, but a loud reaction. Because this guy, he has a lot of potential. His age is an issue. But I do think he has a lot of potential there. We do have a couple of comments saying that, yes, Sasha Banks and Triple H do have a good relationship. And Numero One Superfly is saying that he's got Santos winning. That could certainly be an interesting one. But what about you, Clark? How are you feeling heading into this one? Do you think this has really been built enough for a pay-per-view caliber match?
Unfortunately, and I'm a huge Carlito fan. I really, really love Carlito and was super excited to see him back. Carlito is a better heel than he is a face. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Spit the apple. Come on. Bring it back, please. Let me have that back. Bring the music back. This isn't that. It was built okay, but unfortunately, and this is a complaint I have about WWE at times, is this is one that was shoved on the card, and it's farly too obvious that Santos Escobar is going over. Whether it be clean or not, I don't know, but it doesn't do anything for Carlito, and I don't know how much it does for Santos. And it's just telegraphed in a sense, in my eyes, that Santos Escobar is going over in this match to push him towards something else. I don't know what that is, but I wish we wouldn't waste Carlito. So I hope there's a reason for all of this that we figure out tonight. But at the end of the day, yeah, Santos goes over clean right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I hope. I do hope you're wrong. I hope it's a good match. Well, I mean, I say that Santos should win, in my opinion, but I do agree as well. Carlito, better. He's a better heel than Babyface. Caribbean Cool 26 is him. He's saying in the comments, Kobe Galanzowski is saying that he disagrees with us. He doesn't know. He's saying the tension for Santos and Carlito is there. There is room for post Survivor Series to have more story as well. That is true, but Survivor Series is meant to be, one of the big 4 pay-per-views for WWE. And also, like, there's only 5 matches on the card. Like, if that was the case, I feel like this match should have been on a SmackDown. Because, yeah, the story isn't there. You're right, there's tension. And they've developed that tension well. But I feel like we're 2-3 weeks away from it being a pay-per-view level match. And yeah, I know Carlito blamed Santos for Ray losing the US title. But let's develop the story between them a bit more. Who knows? Maybe I'm just a bit of a nerd for story. Actually, we all know I am one of those. But now let's move on. And let's move on to the WWE Women's World Championship. As Rhea Ripley, can you believe this, guys, is actually defending the championship. And she is doing so against Zoe Stark. And this match, I feel like, could be a banger. And a banger we don't expect to be one. Because, let's be real, going in, this is another match which doesn't really have much story. I am going to defend this one, though, purely because the story kind of is. There isn't much story. Rhea is overlooking Zoe Stark. And Zoe Stark in this position now needs to prove herself. She needs to establish herself as a top competitor in the women's division. She has that talent. She's young. And I really do think this match could be a top match. Maybe, in fact, I very easily think this could be the top singles match on this card. It's one which, like I said, a lot of people are sleeping on, but I think it'll be interesting. But Rhea Ripley retaining is a pretty obvious prediction, at least from where I am sitting. But Chaos, what about you? Will we see the title, the women's title, change hands?
No, hell no. Of course not. No, it's gonna be pretty much cut and dried. Look, okay, so I understand that people obviously gave this match a lot of flack because obviously the build-up was kind of lacking. You know, at the end of the day, Rhea Ripley, her her focus was on getting Drew McIntyre and just Judgment Day business as they always put. So she was kind of looking past always like even though she tried to recover it back. I think it was last week on Raw. She was saying like I've been looking forward to this. I've been watching you since NXT, all that kind of stuff. But and obviously that the promo that Zoe Stark had, not this Monday, last week Monday, apparently soured a lot of people. I don't think it was even that bad. It was we've heard worse from different people. Like, come on, even like I think during when that happened, I said, look at the Nia Jax promo. That was way worse. So yeah, I think Zoe Stark is just one of those people that she may not be great on the mic, but the match is gonna bang. I know it's gonna be great. Rhea Ripley, she with the right dancing partner, she can put on a great match, and I think Zoe Stark is definitely the person for that. So yeah, Rhea's gonna retain, definitely gonna retain. But yeah, it was just a good platform for Zoe Stark to showcase what she could bring to be a possible future champion, just not right now. So yeah, I'm not really fussed about the feud of the build up. Either way, this is gonna be a fun match regardless. Zoe Stark's gonna put in a banger of a match, and at the end of the day, straight Riptide, and Rhea gonna retain. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Well, we do have a few comments here. One of them is 26 is him is liking your shirt, Chaos. That's CM Punk shirt.
Yeah. I bought this. It was $2 in Dollar Tree. So yeah, take it what you want.
Nice. Well played.
Meanwhile, we also have Shad in the comments, not just on the screen. And Shad is saying that I'm a huge fan of Zoe Stark's promo.
Yeah, this guy is straight cap about top 5 promo.
Such great conviction. Man, I believe everything.
She needs a conviction for putting such a promo. She needs a conviction.
Look, I was on the Great Raw after post show that I attended to. They need to highlight that WWE that I was in attendance at that Raw, where I saw her cut the promo, and I definitely felt very bad for her. She didn't gauge the crowd. That is something that she needs to work on. Her promo work is not her strong suit, but I agree with. But it wasn't as bad as a lot of people were saying it.
Yeah, exactly. The backstage segment, on Raw, that was better.
That was definitely better.
But it is kind of bogus that every time that they go to the UK, the WWE show Chaos on camera, but not Shad.
They showed this. Look, they showed a bald guy with his kid in the front in the Alpha Academy shirt, and me and him had a very long conversation at the merch line.
What do you do,
I'm
dude?
upset that he didn't tell them to cut it to me.
It's bogus. Man. What was he thinking?
Yeah, man.
He should have brought a sign saying "Cut it to Shad." But honestly,
next time I'm doing that.
That's merch, Shad. Cut it to Shad.
But here's the thing about it, though. When Zoe Stark first signed with WWE, a lot of people were saying that her promo work was like one of her better attributes. And I feel like maybe she felt so confident about that in NXT that maybe she focused more on the in-ring stuff and then that fell behind. But I think she's got potential. I really, really.
And plus, she's done worse stuff in NXT. Remember that flipping
the sushi thing with Io in the restaurant?
That wasn't right.
The thing is, this Zoe Stark has she's got that look to be like one of those next a star in the roster. It's just they gotta I don't know. They got to do something different. I think she may need to be a heel or have like a talking piece. Like I thought it was good with her and Trish. Initially, I thought it felt good, like her kind of being the heavy for Trish. But her on her own, and I don't know if she's a baby face or a heel. It's I don't know. We'll
Mm,
have to wait and see.
Yeah. No, we absolutely will. But now let's talk about something else we'll have to wait and see, and that is to see if The Miz tomorrow will be able to stop Gunther from overtaking him in terms of combined days as Intercontinental Champion. Now, of course, Gunther's only had one reign, meanwhile, Miz, I think, has had 7. So it's not really exactly fair. But anyway, Gunther is about 60 days off The Miz's combined days as champion. So can The Miz take the title? Can he be the one to dethrone Gunther? We know Miz is mega over as a face right now. This feud, I think, has been better than, well, a lot of people imagined going in that it would be. But the real question, can he get the job done? Can Miz get the title? And my answer is no. Shard, what about you?
No, he's not gonna beat Gunther. But that's fine because I think that this build up to the feud has been phenomenal on both wrestlers' behalf. I think the initial story being told that the Miz being a multi-time Intercontinental champ, being one of the renowned Intercontinental champions, going against the guy who's having the most dominant Intercontinental reign, writes itself on that behalf. And then you also add the aspect that these guys, as characters, demeanors, everything is night and day. One is the sports entertainer upon sports entertainer, a guy you see visibly on who's on reality television, right? He's on Dancing with the Stars. He's someone that's out there compared to the dude who says the mat is sacred, pure. I take this wrestling stuff very serious. And they're doing a great job promoting it outside. I don't know if anyone's watched Gunther's interview work outside of it, but him just saying that I stopped watching wrestling during that whole time when the Miz was Intercontinental Champion, just belittling him. And then we just got to talk about the promo exchange between them, where Gunther just kind of schooled him on the mic on Monday Night Raw. Gunther showing like he's really in his like bag right now. He's showing that same type of swagger and demeanor that Roman has. That look, I'm champ. I've been champ for a while, and until one of y'all stop me, none of y'all gonna stop me. I don't think Miz is gonna be the person that's gonna get the IC title off of him. You could write it to being that way, breaking records and whatnot, but Miz isn't a person that necessarily needs to get that IC title. Him losing doesn't do any harm to him. He's kind of Teflon at this point, where I think this is just another accolade and another solid victory in what we're seeing as one of the most historical WWE reigns of all time in Gunther. And truth be told, I don't know who's gonna get the title off of him. There isn't a person on Raw right now that I would want to see to get the title off of him. Like I'm thoroughly enjoying everything that this man is doing. I think he got a lot of meat left on the bone in this title reign, and you just kind of got to milk it for what it is. Like he's brought so much life into that IC title, and when whoever and whenever they take that title off of them, if book right, you put him in position to be a made man after that. But in regards to tomorrow night, I got the Ring General and Gunther retaining.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't think the odds will look very, very good for Miz's chances, but it will certainly be a good one. And like you said, whoever does get that honor to be the one to defeat Gunther, they're going to be a made man indeed. But now let's move on and let's talk about what I presume will be the main event of Survivor Series, the War Games between the Judgment Day plus Drew McIntyre, and this one's quite a big group. We've got Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Uso, Sami Zayn, and of course, the returning Randy Orton. This match, wow, oh wow. If you look at the names in it, it's mouth-watering. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, and Sami Zayn on the same team. What? This is stacked. I am hyped for this War Games match. I truly am. And I will say it right now. It will be a banger of a bout. But, Shard, I'm going to be sending this one right back to you. Who do you think, what team do you think will be walking out of the winner of the men's War Games match?
All right, so before I obviously tell you who I think will win this match and how it'll go, I got to give WWE kudos. I think that we've moved in a right path of how we set up Survivor Series and with these war game matches in regards to storylines. I never was a huge fan of the whole brand supremacy aspect to it, except for the year when they added NXT to the fold. But we're talking about last year with the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and them. This year, following suit with how renowned Judgment Day is and whatnot. It's definitely something to be looking forward to and definitely exciting to see. You got some of the best in that jam-packed Raw roster in the men's division. You got, as I call them, if you're a Dexter's Laboratory fan, the Wonder Friends, Cody Rhodes and company, and they added the Viper Randy Orton to the equation, which makes it very exciting versus Judgment Day, which is, you know, consistently probably the most active and uh favorited heel faction in WWE. So it's definitely going to be one for the books. In regards to who wins, I am going to go with the Wonder Friends. I'm going with Cody and company. Um, you just can't spoil a moment in a victory with Randy Orton being involved in it and it being a loss. We already know that the Judgment Day is already in cahoots behind closed doors. I know stuff looks kind of patched out at the moment, but we still have that outlier with what Damian Priest is going to do with that briefcase. The tension between him and JD McDonough, the tension between him and uh Finn Balor, and all of that. And I feel like they are going to take the loss. I think it will be Randy Orton's moment getting the W, but I feel like we will see some continuation of a feud, whether it happens between the baby faces or the heels. This is Randy Orton. Let's not forget he is arguably a top 5 heel of all time. He may have his eyes set on getting redemption on Jey Uso for what he did to getting him out. They've been we saw Jey Uso's reaction to it when he announced him being in there. He might want to go at Cody. You never know. This might be Cody's next opponent going in to his whole story. Or we might have something break up within the Judgment Day. Maybe Damian Priest is just completely fed up with everything tied to it because maybe JD takes the L. So there will be some continuation. But if I had to pick a winner, I'm going with the babyface, the Wonder Friends, Cody and company. They pulling out with the dub.
The Wonder Friends. That is a great name for a team. And also, that's a good point too. Damian Priest, of course, Mr. Money in the Bank. That's still good. Showing cracks in Judgment Day. The fact that Damian Priest has that opportunity at the title. But I was really annoyed when I first saw this card because I couldn't predict the cash in today because they're both in this match. But we got Benny Boy is him saying hi in the comments. A lot of people have got usernames saying is him in the comment section today. As well as Chaos Secretary believes Chad Gable will be the one to dethrone Gunther. Well, from Chaos Secretary to Chaos. Who do you think will walk out the winner of the men's War Games match?
Goddamn, Secretary, you're taking over my account. Sorry about that. So yeah. War Games. All right, cool. So this could actually, in my opinion, this could go either way. Both teams have viable reason to win the match. It's to the point where I'm almost torn. So like, obviously for team or as Shad kindly put it, the Wonder Friends. Cody could definitely need the win because if the plan is for him to face Reigns at Mania, he needs a big match to catapult and to keep the momentum going for him to be a true contender to face Reigns and possibly finally finish the story, unless we're gonna keep doing this until 2035. But But obviously on the Judgment Day of things, obviously they could definitely win. With possibly hands, thanks to Randy Orton, because obviously we saw Jay's reaction when Randy Orton was not mentioned on Raw, and he was just like, "Oh damn," you know what I mean? So, and WWE is doing very well with the long-term storytelling, as we've been protesting for that for years. So they could easily run that back. Knowing Randy, I don't think he's someone that would wait until the end of the match, for Team Cody to get the win and then, then try and do it. I think he would do it in the middle of the ring during the match. They're so close to winning, and then Judgment Day, probably Damian Priest pins Jay or something like that, and or they could couple that for him to possibly face Orton for the time being until Mania season. That'd be a good way to keep Cody busy, as well. So it could really go either way. My prediction for now, though, if I really, really had to choose, I would say probably Orton because, sorry, Team Orton, Team Cody, whatever. And Orton's gonna do a crazy RKO on either Dominic or JD McDonough. They're the perfect people to take some crazy RKOs out of nowhere. So to get the win. So yeah, I'm gonna pull my neck out, and yeah, I'm gonna say Team Cody as well with a crazy RKO. But something's definitely gonna happen between Orton and Jay, 110%.
The Wonder Friends. I mean, Orton and Cody Rhodes, I still think that's a stone, left unturned. I feel like
Exactly.
an Orton heel turn, that could be something, couldn't it? But what about you, Clark? Who do you see walking out of War Games the victors?
I love these ideas, and I gotta admit, like, I'm really excited about the possibility of a number of different things. I've got a funky one myself just because why not? Right? And I see actually Drew McIntyre landing an absolutely thunderous claymore on Jey Uso. At the same time, Orton clicks McDonough with an RKO out of nowhere. And I think the pin in the right ring, and I mean that directionally speaking, Orton, they win first. I think Priest, though, at this point, cashes in on Seth as the ring is clearing. And Orton costs him the briefcase as well. And then he spikes Jey Uso again. And you have Orton, you have the potential for Orton to be a rival of almost everyone, and you put him directly in line as a heel tweener, whatever you'd like to call him, because my biggest fear is people forget Chicago does not like St. Louis. They don't. There is a chance this Chicago crowd decides to hijack this segment and boo Randy Orton upon his entrance. There is a good chance of that. It can happen. I've been to a lot of Chicago wrestling shows, and the Chicago crowd is not predictable in that way. It is very possible. We do not like the Cardinals. Let's put it that way. I'm a big fan of Nelly and Randy Orton myself, but outside of that, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about St. Louis as a Chicago guy. I don't even like the Arch, but I think Orton is kind of the key cog in this. I think we need to figure out the Money in the Bank thing. He can't hold it for this much longer. It's starting to just get stale, and some sort of botched cash in scenario post War Games as the cage is raising, or maybe somebody hits the button and lowers the cage again and messes it up in that way. Just some bonus content. That is something that I think would be not only smart to do, but effective. I think the crowd would dig it, and it'll work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to be honest, the botched cash in, again, we've seen too many the last few years. But otherwise, I would agree, and I do agree it's getting stale. They got to do something about it fast. And perhaps Survivor Series is the time. Maybe the one time I don't predict it, it will happen.
I
However,
predict I predict Mania. I think he's going to wait till Mania.
Yeah,
We need
I
another
think
Mania moment.
I think that is actually very, very possible. But now, my prediction, right? My prediction is that Randy Orton is not actually cleared. My prediction is that the Judgment Day take him out before he shows up to Survivor Series. The face team are left with 4 people. The buzzer goes off for their final entrant, who they just don't have one of, so they're just presuming nobody's going to come out. And then it goes, a cult of personality, and
Stop singing, Ben.
CM Punk returns. CM Punk returns to WWE and shocks the world. That's not actually my prediction, but it's my hope. It's what, you know, a man can dream, a man can dream. But we're gonna very quickly go one by one now through everybody, just giving a very brief answer, right? Maximum 1 sentence. Let's see if this can happen. Whether or not Punk will return. 1 sentence, guys. You have 1 job. Let's start it with Chaos. Chaos. 1 sentence. Will Punk return?
You do know who's in this panel, right? Flipping out. Anyway, all right, cool. Do I think that Punk is going to return? No, he's not going to return. I don't think so. No, it's just it's too obvious. It's not going to happen.
Boo.
Prepare yourself to be disappointed.
Boo. Spot my fun. Pay-per-view ruined. Shard, what about you?
I got a Seth Rollins hat on. Just want to point that out first. I didn't get to show my wrestling merch off. I do. You know what? I think CM Punk is gonna return tomorrow. I'm just gonna go off a limb. If I'm incorrect, I'm incorrect. Hey, Shinsuke, your answer will be answered. Or your question will be answered. Your answer will not be answered.
Your answer might be questioned.
I'm tripping, yeah.
Fair enough. Clark, 1 sentence. Will fellow Chicagoan or whatever you guys call each other.
Chicago. I like that.
Yeah, that's the new one now. That's the new one. Will he return at Survivor Series?
The answer is yes, he will return at Survivor Series. The answer is no. He's returning to AEW. He's under the devil mask. Come on, I've been saying this for months. Everyone knows that. Like, let's be real, guys. I put a lot into that take. That was a big one for me. So yeah, now I gotta stick by what I said before. I gotta stick with my guns. Gotta stick with the big dogs.
Yeah, it makes sense. You saw that little clip when Adam Cole was that little theory that they're going on, that Adam Cole was in his pocket when the devil came on the screen. That was him like texting CM Punk to say like go on the screen right now, and then that was him with the modulated voice and everything. Yeah,
it was Punk.
100%.
100%. It was me all along.
Oh, I mean, here's the thing, Clark, with your Punk takes, right? You started off by telling us all, oh, he's going to return at the start of this year. He's going to return. You ended up being right. You ended up being bang on right.
Thank you.
And
finally.
then from
Someone's
there,
had to say it.
From there, you just got more and more wrong. And I feel like you're just digging your own grave now, aren't you?
Whoa.
But
but what if I'm right on this one?
You should have stopped while you were hot, and you didn't, and you carried it on.
Nah,
and
gotta stick by my guy. Shout out Chicago.
He's wearing the most appropriate prop, cap. Anything he says, cap.
Look, it's my Lucky Charms hat. I'm actually just trying to believe that he's coming back. Everyone knows.
Stop the cap, yeah.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't said that in the comments, like a hate comment.
It's a good one. I'll probably get that like for the next 6 months, but whatever.
Hey man, it's okay. He might be Roderick Strong's doctor. That could be his,
unless he comes back. Then
man.
I might do a show with the hat off for the first time.
Fuck. This has to be the new one.
Phil.
Oh gosh. Well, you can't say that we don't have fun here. Broadcast. But Kobe agrees. Aborts cashing can't happen for once, Clark. Yeah, I do agree with that.
Triple H loves Damian Priest too much.
It can't, but I wouldn't be upset if it did happen for it. I don't know, man.
It's a problem.
Something about Damian Priest just doesn't ring WWE champ to me.
Well, the Money in the Bank briefcase may now be a prop, but what else is a prop is that like button, and you guys can smash that if you're on YouTube and subscribe as well. Give us a cheeky 5 stars on Spotify. They are always appreciated. We will be back same time tomorrow to review SmackDown. I'm going to be gone for the next couple days. I'm missing SmackDown and the Survivor Series shows because it is my day of birth tomorrow, but Clark will be holding down the fort, and I'm sure we'll be having a couple of great shows this weekend. But enjoy SmackDown and Survivor Series, guys, and I will see you on Monday. Everyone else will see you tomorrow. Peace.
CM Punk is going to